Hello, my chemistry faithful. Pre-lab for the density lab, first lab, unit one. Here we go. Check out how to do the lab. So, first off, background. You got to fill this in. So, definition of density, something about it being an intrinsic value. What does that mean to you in your own words? Okay. Put in the equation for density, and you need the equation for percent error. Okay. And you can look those right up. Purpose of the lab. Purpose of this lab is to use density to identify an unknown metal. I would say that is the purpose. Okay. Procedures for density of a regularly shaped object. For that, we are going to use a Jenga block. You need to make a change to this because you're going to write down what I tell you about the procedure, but there's going to be a change to your data table that's already done. Okay. So there aren't going to be multiple objects. What there are going to be is multiple trials of your lab partners doing the same object. So I want you to write your lab partner's name here, and then they're going to mass the Jenga block using the balance. Bam. Write down the mass. Then they're going to use a ruler to measure length, width, height. Okay, and then you're going to calculate the volume. From there, you can do the density. Then down here, how about we put in average? And you guys average your densities and give me an average density for the known regularly shaped object. Okay? Okay, good. So that's basically the procedure, right? You need to get your mass, your length, your width, and crunch your numbers. Then, finding density of an irregular shaped objects. That is going to be marbles, and they're in a cup. White marbles. Okay? So you need to do, again, the same thing. I want you to do 2 trials. I want you to do different numbers of marbles. And I don't want you to do ever just one. Okay? And here's why. We're going to use graduated cylinder to figure out the volume of by displacement of our marbles. If I put in 1 marble, I'm not going to change the volume of the water very much. And it's going to be hard to get an accurate volume measurement. So let's just say for the first one, because there's how many of them are here? I see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10. So you could do 5 on one and 10 on the next, or you could do 3 and 8. I'm going to let you pick the numbers. I just want you to do 2 different trials of the marbles. Okay. So in there, this column here, you're going to say number of marbles. You're going to mass them. So you're going to put that many marbles on there. Then you're going to do your initial and final volume, and then your total volume. That total volume is actually supposed to be volume of marbles. Okay. Then if you have the volume of the marbles and the mass of the marbles, you can calculate the density. Your 2 densities should be the same. Even though I have, say, 4 marbles here and 8 marbles here, the number of marbles shouldn't change the density of the marbles. Okay? Good? So, with me so far. Okay. Then we're going to get on to the unknown. So, we're going to do multiple trials. And what I basically want you to do there is each person in your group to do a separate trial. Okay? So, you're going to pick one of the 3 blocks. Okay? And they are numbered, or they will be numbered. You're going to pick one of the 3. Okay? You're going to have to mass it. You're going to have to do the volume with a ruler and calculate its density. Then average up your density, get the average of everybody in your group's density so we have a more accurate measurement, and then compare it to these known densities here of 4 potential metals. Then you can pick which metal it is. Part 4 is a simulation that you can do on the Chromebooks. The link is already posted on the Google Classroom to walk you through how to do this. Okay? Then, the famous CEI. This is your first claim evidence interpretation. I'm going to tell you this right away. This is the most important part of the lab to me, how you summarize everything you've learned. So, if this piece is not done, I will not grade the lab at all. You need to have this piece done well to get any kind of credit. So purpose, restate the purpose. We already talked about that. Claim, identify the unknown matter from procedure 3. My metal was, boom, make a claim. Your evidence, state what your average density was, the value closest, and then you have a calculation space to do your percent error based on what you decided that you measured, what you measured the density to be, and then what the density is that you picked for the metal based on, are you a little high, are you a little low, calculate your percent error. Interpretation. This is where we analyze and summarize. Use the physical property of density. I am able to identify my unknown as blah, 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 because, right? Percent error is, the percent error means that where you're a little high, you're a little low, okay? Density is related to the identity of materials because what is the definition of intrinsic property? You should be able to look that up. You take care of all this and this lab is done, and you'll be able to tell me which one of these 3 blocks that you pick, all 3 are different metals, whichever one you pick, you'll be able to tell me what kind of metal it is. All right? Before I set you into the lab to do the lab, I want to see that your background, your purposes are all done, your procedures are all done, and that you've interacted with this document before you go in there. I don't want you going in back of the room to do the lab without having watched this video and interacted with this document. You can see in the back corner, underneath the double helix is probably where I'm going to set it up. Back where there's that teacher desk, there's nobody at. So you'll have room back there to work. I'll set up the balance, the rulers will all be back there, and everything will be back there ready to go, and you can crank through the lab as soon as you're ready, all right? Good luck. First lab will be out of the way momentarily. See you.